Yes, 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 yes. UNA. Yeah. Halo. Halo. Long time no see. Diva Lyri in the house rocking with you. Yeah. Halo. We're going to get this thing going. Today, I'm yours truly, Diva Lyri, UNA representing. Yes, 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 yes. UNA. Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Welcome and welcome. How y'all doing? It's been a long time since I feel like it's been a long time. Maybe it's been about a week. But we're on hiatus. We're coming off of hiatus, as a matter of fact, getting ready for our new session or our new season, which is spring 2023. So if you have wanted to be a part of the UNA University, this is a great time to join in. All right. So we're starting up on Monday, the 22nd. And those of y'all who know, you know the university, we've got 2 sessions. Actually, we've got 3. There's Back to Basics. That's a class that you're doing on your own. And then we have this season, we've got 2 wonderful, wonderful classes. Spiritual history. Very excited about that class, going into all of the history of this land. We're going into the history of who you are, who we are, going into the history of things that happen on a legal and a spiritual level and tying it all in together. Spiritual history. We're doing that this season in UNA University. This is spring 2024. Also, we've got nation funding. All right, we've gone through nation formation, nation building. This is nation funding. How we get money on the private and the public side. What is the difference between the private and the public? What does that even mean, Diva? Well, we're going into it in class this season. All right, UNA University. This is spring 2024. If you're interested in joining, find us at unauniversity.com. You all can also find the links in the bio. Carletta, welcome. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. Thank you for joining. All right. So today, now some of you all might have seen our session up where we were dealing with what's going on with history. All right. We were going to do a history session. I need to switch that up because I want to get into this topic dealing with history. Okay. And I'm trying to find my live because I want to make sure I see my people on TikTok. One second, let me see if I can get in here. See if I can find the live for today because I want to make sure I see my people on YouTube and TikTok. Where is it? Where is it? Let me see if I can find it. All right. So here we go. Now let me make sure I get my audio turned off. Come in here feeding back. All right, so there, we're gonna do that. Do it like that. Wait a minute. Yeah, there we go. Oh, we're gonna turn it off. All right. Welcome everybody. TikTok. Let me see who's in the house. Faye and Ernest, User, Gino. Let me see. Brilla, Red. I'm calling you out. I want you to stay. I want you to like and share. My people on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. TikTok, you all share the video. I'm ready to get into some law today. Now, the topic for today is, who does your lawyer serve? Now, there's a big, y'all know, I do not like to get into these topics that are going on in the media, but I have to get on this because there's some things concerning law that I do want to address. I'm not going into this particular topic. Y'all know about a name that shall not be said on this channel, but right now, not right now, but what I do want to do is talk about this person. His name is Jonathan Audi. Jonathan Audi. Make sure I pronounce the name right. So Jonathan Audi is someone who's on trial. And this is a big trial that's, or let me rephrase that. He went into the Trump hotel and he shot up, this was approximately 6 years ago. He shot up the Trump hotel and he was yelling some things about Trump. He had a big American flag spread out. And so anyway, he went into custody, and in custody, he went through, he spoke about a lot of things that are going on in a major trial situation, or possible trial situation coming up. Now, something happened with him, and I'm going to play a clip. Something happened with him whereby he was in court for an arraignment, and the lawyer turned his mic off. Now, I want to address some things about who your lawyer serves. I want to get that topic up on the screen. Who does your lawyer serve? All right. Also, I want to make sure you all know that we are streaming on YouTube. We are also streaming on TikTok. All right, at UNARepublic, so you can find us there. I'm going to play this clip. My TikTok people, unfortunately, y'all might not be able to hear it or see it because I don't have my visual aids. One day, TikTok is going to allow me to put my visual aids back up. But till then, y'all can also see us streaming on YouTube. And I want to say I love y'all, TikTok. Thank you for joining. All right, so let's get to this. Now, I want to play this clip. And it's dealing with how this man, he goes into court for an arraignment. His name is Jonathan Adi. And in this arraignment, he's trying to speak to the judge and say what he needs to say. And then I just want to address some things that happened in this case because this is dealing with law. So if I can get you to put up my my screen. All right, so we got the screen up, and so we're going to go through this, and hopefully you all will be able to hear this on TikTok. And this is Jonathan Adi, and basically this is when he's trying to speak to the judge and what she says to him. So we're going to turn the audio off on there, and let's turn audio on this video.
You know, sir, everything's being recorded. If you want to speak, it's fine. I'm happy to listen. Your attorney turned the microphone off, though. Probably a wise move.
Because it's going to be long.
Channel 10. Stop turning my mic on.
My
You know, sir, everything's being recorded.
see necessarily the alarm pushing, but that might
Have to push alarm.
You know, sir, everything's being recorded. If you want to speak, it's fine. I'm happy to listen. Your attorney turned the microphone off, though. Probably a wise move.
All right, so now we're back at it. I just want to make sure that we turn the mic off, all of that. So what happens once again in this case is where Jonathan Oddie has a lawyer, and Jonathan Oddie his lawyer is trying to say, Judge, we'd like to have this case removed, or the charge removed, whereby you're saying you're charging him with turning the alarm on or setting off the alarm. And Jonathan Oddie says, no, I did that. That was me. And his lawyer tries to tell him to be quiet. And so what happens is his lawyer ends up turning his mic off, all right? Because Jonathan Oddie is trying to speak to the lawyer. Now you have some people saying, oh, that's not right. Your lawyer can't silence you. I need to make this clear and help you to understand what happens when you take on a lawyer, all right? And help you to understand some of the things that we deal with in UNA University and why we deal with it. All right, so first of all, let's understand what a lawyer is and who they serve first, all right? So a lawyer does not serve you first. First of all, they serve the court, all right? Let's be clear on that, because a lot of people have this idea and notion that the lawyer, his responsibility and duties are to you, when that is far from the truth. The lawyer first serves the court. The court. This is why you have this whole bar license or bar, which really all it is a bar membership, all right? Bar standing or meaning British accredited registry. British accredited registry, that's what it means. And so you've got people who are associated with this organization called the bar, British accredited registry, and that's what a lawyer is, and that's who his first duty is to the bar, all right? And you gotta understand that when you go into a bar and you're dealing with these agents, whether it be a lawyer or a judge, their first duty is to this organization and not to you. They got responsibilities that they're supposed to handle, but for the most part, their responsibilities is to that organization called the bar. Now, I need you to understand what happens when you take on a lawyer, all right? One of the things we deal with in UNA is trust. That's a big thing for us. Trust. A trust and being under trust, you got to understand what that means. That means that you're sovereign. That means that you have knowledge of the law, that you have the ability to stand, that you're in your right mind, that you are an adult. All right. Now, when you take on a lawyer, you are no longer sovereign. You are an imbecile. You are a child. You have no standing at law. You have given up your right to speak. You have no voice unless this lawyer chooses to give you a voice. You got to understand, you have no more power. You have signed your rights away when you take on a lawyer. So when someone's saying, oh, the lawyer doesn't have the right to silence you, they have absolutely the right to silence you, because you've given up your right to speak. You've given up your voice. So what happens in this case is you've got this man, Jonathan Oddie, who's trying to profess his case, but he's not standing as a sovereign because he has a lawyer here who is a power of attorney over him. He is a child now. So you have to understand what's going on when you're entering a court, what words you're speaking and saying, how you're putting yourself under certain jurisdictions, and why you don't have the right to speak, especially when you have a lawyer who is standing over you. So yeah, he silences Jonathan Oddie by turning his mic off. Now, I won't go into the specifics on this case, because in this particular one, it was dealing with how he went and shot up the Trump hotel, all right? And that's all I'm dealing with. I'm just dealing with the fact that here's this man, he's got this lawyer, and his lawyer has silenced him. All right. So the judge says, well, it's probably smart that he turned your mic off. Okay. So now I want to go into today, and I want to give a shout out to my people on YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My people on YouTube, I'm just trying to see if I can get to them. Now, today, what I'm really wanting to go into is, once again, why lawyers, or who does your lawyer serve? Now, let's first of all understand who actually educates a lawyer. I need y'all to understand, because a lot of people just think, oh, lawyers know everything about law, when they really do not. They really do not. And you've got to recognize who it is that's educating these lawyers. There are certain things that the people who are educating them, which is the system, well, I'll just call it the system, they're going to a college and they're learning what the system wants them to know. They're not getting taught the truth. They don't know about trust and everything about trust. And even if they did know, you have to understand, this is why they have a bar license or membership that can be revoked. Even if they did know, they can't tell you. If they told you, then they would be disbarred. Can they tell you the reason why, first of all, a lawyer is put into place in the first place is to make sure that nothing can be said whereby the defendant can sue the court, or either party, defendant or the plaintiff. Their purpose, the lawyer's purpose, is to protect the court first, not you. So, and I need to go back, because I need y'all to understand that a court of law is nothing more than a business. It is a business. Y'all go into it, think, I'm gonna get justice and justice to the people. That's not how this thing works. When you go in there, you are going into a business. They're about making their money. So let's understand that you have lawyers, they're part of the game, and the judge. So when you go in there, somebody is making, first of all, the court is making money. I'm sorry, I see why you got to come into the university, because this is so deep, because the court is a bank. The court is a bank. We start talking about the bench that the judge is sitting on. The bench means bank. Thank you, Rena. Thank you, Rena. Rena said bank. That's right. So when you're going into court, the court is a bank, and this is a business, and the players are these two lawyers and that judge. Now, the deal is, these two lawyers, their purpose is to make sure that nothing is said whereby the court or the bank can be sued. And so if you're taking on a lawyer, you are silencing yourself. You are standing as or sitting as an imbecile. You are someone who does not have knowledge of law. You don't have power. You don't have a voice. So as a defendant, legally, you become a child. Let's be clear on this. As a defendant with a lawyer, legally, you become a child. Okay? And so now what happens is your lawyer can come in and they can silence you. Now, let's understand that where the money comes from. The money comes from those financial instruments that are being signed. It's a court case. Whoever the plaintiff is, there's this court case whereby they have created these financial instruments that y'all know of as a court docket, or a speeding ticket, or some kind of whatever kind of charge that they're putting on you. That's money. And y'all thinking the money are the Federal Reserve notes that are coming out of your pocket. That's not the real money. The money is coming from when those financial instruments are created, and when you come into court and you claim to be a dead fictitious entity, and you start speaking and signing on behalf of this dead fictitious entity, you are creating funds. All right. So when you come into the court, let's understand that this is a business. These are financial transactions that are happening. And so when you start signing things and you start agreeing to things and you start saying, you know, who you are and swearing on the oath, you're creating funds and you don't even know it. But at the end of the day, the court, the bank, always makes a whole lot of money on this case, right? Whether you come out of your pocket with Federal Reserve notes or not. All right. So we're understanding the court's making a lot of money. Court bank is making a lot of money, and it's the lawyer's responsibility to make sure the court makes this money. Now, I need some of y'all, because some of y'all like, but I got this lawyer. He was good. He treated me well. Okay, guess what? Even if you win your case or if you get money, I need you to understand that these financial instruments paid for the court case in its entirety. So whether or not money comes from the other person or not, let's say somebody is suing you for $1,000. Say somebody's suing you for $1,000 and they actually win their case. I need you to understand that soon as whoever made that case, soon as they put that case into action, $1,000 has been created when they opened the case. Listen, it's way more than 1,000. I'm just gonna say it's $1,000 because anytime they open up a case, there has to be insurance for that case opened up. So $1,000 is already created when a person opens a case. And then here you come getting sued. Now, what's gonna happen is they're gonna act like, oh, you gotta pay them $1,000. When the truth is, the $1,000 has already been paid. I know y'all don't understand that because we don't understand financially what's going on behind the scenes. But the $1,000 has already been paid. But they're gonna make you come out of your pocket with it when it's already, the court continues to get that $1,000 and then some. I'm not going into that. I just want to make it clear to you, this is all a business transaction. Everything is a business transaction. All right. So now you might be saying, well, my lawyer is great because he helped me to win my case. I need you to understand something, that even if you win, you don't have to pay the $1,000 or what have you. The court is still going to get at least $1 million from that case. Yeah. So what I'm saying to you is this is a game and everybody wants to get their money. And what the court's purpose is to make sure that you cannot take that money from them. That's what these lawyers are for. All right. So we understand that the lawyer's purpose is to make sure the court gets to keep all that money that you don't know about. Okay. So now, if let's say a lawyer is knowing of this information and they're wanting to help you, I want to help my client. I need you to understand what ends up happening. They will get disbarred. If they don't protect the court, they can't be a part of the organization. What does that mean? See, this is why lawyers, they have to be they got to sign oaths. And you can't trust people who take oaths, by the way. Just can't. Lawyers, doctors, judges, politicians, anybody who takes oath, you can't trust them. I'm just letting you know. Trust them all you want to, but I'm letting you know anybody who's taking an oath, that's somebody you can't trust. So you got these lawyers that come in and they take these oaths, all right? And in that oath, they are sworn, they're not supposed to tell you certain things. And one of them being the fact that you have funds that are already dealing with the court. If they were to tell you that, if they were to tell you how to get off, they're going to be disbarred. That means they can't practice anymore. They can't practice anymore. That takes away their livelihood. Well, that's going to make them scared. Oh, you know, I could be disbarred and then I can't practice no more. Yeah, They're not going to help you if they got to save themselves. Know that. Thank you, King. The bar is to the Queen, the British Accredited Registry. That's what that means. So now you're understanding. Even if they did know, even if they could want to help you, they can't, because it means that they will be disbarred. They won't be practicing anymore. Not up under the bar. They're going to lose that. Now I need y'all to understand there's a code. That bar, there's a number associated. It doesn't say that, what's your bar number? See, that means that they're a part of that system. And anybody who's a part of that system, well, they're getting pimped too. If you got a number that you got to sign into, and you got to understand the lawyer as it is just as pimped as the people who are under the lawyer. What do I mean? Well, there's a financial instrument being created on the lawyer that comes in too. So there's insurance on everybody. So the court's getting paid off insurance from the lawyer, insurance from the case, insurance from the traffic fine. Oh, the bank is getting paid. The bank is getting paid. And so the lawyer doesn't know any of this. They don't know that when they're signed, because the lawyer has to sign off too. So then there has to be insurance on the lawyer. Well, I'm sorry, because some of y'all don't even recognize what insurance is. Insurance is a bond. It is a financial instrument, the equivalent of a check. So what happens is when you got a lawyer that's got to come in here with their bar number, and then another number is created for the case number. And then other numbers are created for the charge number. All of those, they have to have insurance on each and every last one of those. And each and every last one of those makes money. And so because they make money, the bank wants to keep all that money. So understand, the lawyer is just as pimped as the person who comes into the case. TK says, yes, it is. Notes if credits. Are y'all arguing in the, I don't know what that means. Expound on that, TK. So now, let's get into this now. So we've gone through this where we're understanding who the lawyers are, that this whole thing is a business transaction. We're recognizing that the lawyer is not taught true law. And we're also recognizing, even if they some kind of way found out because they did their own research, they still can't tell you because they're going to be disbarred. Okay. So we've already also talked about what the bar is. This is the British Accredited Registry. This is an organization. It's not, oh, we got to have a bar license. No, it's just a membership. And I need y'all to understand this whole legal system is a illegal monopoly. It is an illegal monopoly. This thing is, this is the equivalent of when you have those gangsters and they're controlling the whole system. It's an illegal system that is monopoly. There should be no situation whereby somebody's telling you you can't defend yourself or defend somebody else. If you're telling me that I can't go out and defend somebody else unless I'm a part of your illegal monopolized organization, then there's a problem. This is illegal. All right. So I need y'all to understand this whole system, the way it's set up in nature, in even law, in even anything that speaks about what an illegal monopoly is. If this ain't it, I don't know what is. The fact that you're telling me that the only way that I can help somebody is to be a part of you and your organization, that's illegal in just in everything dealing with law. All right. So now we're getting on this because I want to get into how you can legally defend not only yourself, but somebody else in law. All right. Now, we talked about how these cases are, they're money making. All right. This is just a business. When you go into a court, you're going into a business. All right. So now, in recognizing that, let's understand that how you gain the right to, first of all, represent yourself. We've talked about how to make sure you don't put yourself under the jurisdiction. One second. D Jeezy says this stuff is so frustrating because so many people think I'm crazy when I talk about this. People say it's not real. I believe it is. It's the only way it makes sense to why things are the way they are. Is there remedy to all of this extortion? Yes, there is remedy to all of this extortion. All right. So thank you for that question. Now, and that's what I'm getting into now. So we've talked about how you make sure that you don't put yourself under the jurisdiction of these businesses. All right. That's, first of all, you have heard people saying, I need to know the jurisdiction of this court. What is your jurisdiction? What they're really asking is, did I harm someone physically? Did I hurt another physical human being? And if I did not, then you don't have any authority over me. Now, I need y'all to understand what gives you the ability to say that. This is when you're under trust. What does it mean to be under trust? And let me say this, because I don't want anybody to get the idea or the notion that being under trust gives you the authority to just do whatever you want to do and harm people and just act out of maliciousness concerning the public. It doesn't. When, especially people who come into UNA, when we are very specific about the people who we help get under trust. You have to be in your right mind. You have to be sovereign. And D Jeezy, I want you to understand, I know it's frustrating, but the people who you're talking about clearly are not people who are mature or adult enough to understand this. So you can't force people. If they don't want to know, then you got to leave them where they are. They are not sovereign. They're not in their right mind. And they're not ready, so they shouldn't be sovereign anyway. All right, so I need to make that clear before I go into this when we're talking about trust and standing as a sovereign, as a mature adult. All right, so when we're talking about trust and you're dealing with a judge and you're saying to a judge, what is your jurisdiction? You're saying, who have I harmed? Because by law, if you can't show that I hurt somebody physically, then you don't even have jurisdiction to be trying to hold a case against me. That's the first thing. Really, one of the things that we teach our students is who you are. A lot of people don't recognize who they are. A lot of people are continuously calling themselves a citizen. Well, what does that mean? You said you're a dead entity. You said you have no legal standing. You said you don't know who you are. So when you go into court, there's certain things you are to say, certain things you are not to say. And so we go into that. I'm not going into that today, but I need you to understand that, yeah, this stuff is real. But if you're talking to somebody who doesn't want to know, then stop trying to talk to them, because they're not supposed to know. They're not supposed to know. They're not supposed to be sovereign. They're not supposed to be under trust. All right. So when you're under trust, now you can maneuver yourself with respect to the courts. And if you have not harmed somebody, then this is how you stand. The other thing is, when you're in court, this is one of the things we teach our students. There is always remedy. all the way through the process. What am I saying when I say there's always remedy? There's always payment. There's always a way to pay. And I went through this when I talked about that Terrence Howard session. If you haven't seen that, go back and catch it, where I go into detail about what's going on with these process, how to, what happens if you're in court, and every step of the way, how there's always remedy. First of all, the remedy, if you're in court, I am the authorized representative for the estate. I need to know what your jurisdiction is. What is the jurisdiction of this court? And of course, the judge is going to play dumb. Like, well, I had this robe is the jurisdiction. No. Did I harm another person? Is there somebody else who's claiming that I have physically injured them? And if the judge can't say that there's somebody, because then you need the state. Because by law, if there's not another person that I've harmed, no case can be brought against me nor my estate. All right, because they're going to say, oh, well, the state was harmed. The state is not a person. To my state of Georgia, where's she at? She needs to show up here and speak, because I have the right to see who my accuser is. Where is this state of Georgia that claims that I've physically harmed her? If she doesn't show up, and don't talk about me, you got a lawyer. Well, the lawyer has to testify then. And the lawyer can't testify, or the district attorney or whatever, to whatever is claiming that I had done, not even the cop. No, state of Georgia got to testify. Where's she at? Where is she? Bring her up in here. If she's not here, then you can't claim that I've hurt a physical person. All right. So being under trust, this is one of the things that helps to establish who you are. You have to put on record who you are. Then you have to know who you are, and then you have to know how to stand on who you are. Right? So once you got to that point, okay. If there's an instance where, let's say there's a case and you didn't know about that. I told you all that there is insurance on this case. If there's insurance on the case, then you have to know how to close that case. Go watch the Terrence Howard video, because I told you how to do that. And these are things that a lawyer is not going to ever, and I mean ever tell you, because first of all, they're not taught it. And even if they did know it, they could never tell you. They could never put their name on any kind of document that helps you know this stuff, because it will get them disbarred. They're not going to tell you this. This is why you need to learn on your own. And anybody who doesn't want to learn this, anybody who's saying it's not real, please stop trying to talk to them. They're not supposed to know. This is not for everybody. I'm going to say this to you because I'm talking about Jonathan Adi. And he ends up, for those of y'all who are following this, you know that he is tied into another situation whereby somebody actually has harmed other people. Now, I think this person is under trust. And I think that this is why that person has not been arrested. Above that, the fact that they got dirt on everybody at the top of this game, from judges and lawyers to cops and dignitaries and quote unquote royalty, they got dirt. But on top of that, this person is operating as though they are under trust, because anybody else would have been arrested by now. I'm saying all that to say this. Some people should not be under trust because they do harm people. And I'm letting you know that when you're under trust, it is very, if you know how to stand, now if you know how to stand and you know how not to be signing contracts and putting yourself back up under people's jurisdiction, when you know how to stand, it's very difficult for somebody to touch you. Even if you didn't have dirt on everybody, it's difficult for them to touch you. And the problem is that certain people, normally the way this thing would work is that on the private side, when somebody is under trust, you know how to handle yourself with contracts. And then if there's a situation where it ends up in the public, there are things that look like they're going on in the public, but they're really not. So for example, I'm gonna give you an example. Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes had got into some trouble with respect to taxes. And supposedly the IRS sent him to jail, supposedly. Now, anybody who's watching this case on the public side, this is put in the public to scare the vast majority of the public into paying taxes. All right, when really you do not have to. But if y'all see Wesley Snipes and y'all get scared, then y'all gonna put that money out. That's how they get you. Okay, that's fine. But what happened is, if you look, somebody helped Wesley Snipes out who really does know law, who knows trust. And so on the private side, some things are satisfied. And then on the public side, what has to happen is it's show up like, oh, well, he did jail time. And so the public is thinking he did jail time. Meanwhile, we got comedians who are saying, you know, well, now if he went to jail, I went to jail, because I see it on the news. I'm sitting here looking at it on the news, and the news is reporting that he's in jail. But he right over here. If he in jail and I'm in jail, basically you get told as the public one thing because there's something on the public side that has to be appeased. Meanwhile, on the private side, it's been handled. So what I'm saying to you is that normally that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it happens when you see these big cases and someone's under trust and some things step in. But that's not happening in this particular case that I don't want to mention, I don't want to go into. It's not happening in this case because this person has a lot of knowledge of trust. They have a lot of knowledge of who they are, and they don't have to play that game. So as much as they want to try and get this man, put him in jail and lock him up, and if you don't know who I'm talking about, I'm sorry, but I'm not mentioning that name on this channel at this time. But because this person has a lot of knowledge, it's very difficult for them to lock him up, because we all know that if this was anybody else, they'd be up under the jail. They'd be up under the jail. All right. Thank you, TK. I appreciate the love. So finishing this up, let me go into the last segment. So you're understanding how you gain your right to be under trust. This trust is very serious. As you can see, it's very powerful. But at the same time, if you're not sovereign, meaning you're not in your right mind, if you don't operate with honesty, integrity, respect, kindness, love, and compassion, you should not be trying to get a trust. You're not ready to be sovereign. All right. Now let's get into this. How do you gain the right and the ability to help others? Now, you all know when you go into a court or what have you, are you a licensed bar attorney? Are you a licensed bar attorney? Because if you don't have the right to represent somebody else, well, that's not true. Of course, that's what lawyers are told. That's what other judges are told, but that's not true, because what happens is, remember, this case has a financial instrument on it, a bond. And what we learn to do is to take control of that bond. When you take control and you put ownership on that bond, so let's say there's somebody who you want to represent. It's your friend. All right, and you want to represent your friend. What happens is, when you claim ownership of that bond, meaning you put it under trust. You put the bond under trust, and then you are part owner of that bond, or whatever percentage you want it to be. Then you can now speak on behalf of that person in a trial. Well, here's the judge. Well, who are you? Who are you? Well, Your Honor, I'm a friend of the court, the authorized representative of. So when you get your friend to sign over power of attorney, plus you put that case under trust and your name is on that trust, well, then now you got every right to speak, because the matter is concerning you and an estate that you control and own. All right? Anybody have any questions? In the comments. I want to thank all my people on YouTube. I love you. All my people on TikTok, I love you. Y'all have any questions? I'm ready to get out of here. Let me make sure before I get out of here. I have a new product. It's called These Nuts. Hello, I am Sam Samela. Thank you so much for the love. All right, so yeah, I got this product. It's called These Nuts. And I want y'all to bite. These nuts are natural, roasted, brown, salted nuts. All right, these are these are my salted nuts. And the wonderful thing about this is the financial instrument on the back. All right, see that? The financial instrument on the back. Now, I told you guys, when you get these nuts, make sure you keep this financial instrument. Act like this is a Bitcoin and it's $19.99, and you know, all right? These nuts, that's D'(Z) for Diva Lyri's nuts. And I created this. This is under the Dropping Jewels brand. Why? Because divas dropping jewels. So we got salted nuts. We've got salt-free nuts. We've got spicy nuts. Y'all can find the link in the bio for these nuts. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all can't see them up here. Spicy nuts. And all of these different nuts, they have their own financial instrument on the back. They have their own financial instrument. So this is like an investment. I'm letting you know these are powerful. We also have chocolate covered nuts. These nuts. All right. And then we have peanut butter cups. All right. So you all can get these. Find the link in the bio. They are absolutely delicious, even if I say so myself. And yeah, so support UNA, support what we're doing here, and just help us support you. That's why we have those financial instruments on the back there. They are very, very powerful. They're going to listen. Like I said, I'm telling you right now, okay, I'm prophesying this. So those things are going to be highly valuable coming soon. So you want to get yourself some. The YouTube, you can find us at UNARepublic on YouTube. Thank you, Delisa. Find us on UNARepublic on YouTube. Now, before I get out of here, just recapping, we've talked about law, okay? We talked about who your lawyer serves. Your lawyer does not serve you. Their first duty is to the court. And I need some of y'all to understand that. You have cases where people say, you know, my lawyer told me to just take the plea deal. I told you, everybody's making money off of this business. The lawyer's making money, the judge is making money, the bank is making money. And when you're going in there as an imbecile or a child without standing, you have to recognize that you don't have a voice. They're all playing you. Even if you were to some kind of way win the case, and I'm just making sure that I check any questions I have from my TikTok folks, my YouTube people. Even if some kind of way you do win the case, the bank is still going to get paid, because there's a financial instrument that you don't know about, that your lawyer is never going to tell you about, even if they didn't know. Carletta says, do you join on YouTube? Yes, Carletta. Check us out, YouTube at UNARepublic. No, you don't have to join anything. Just find us on YouTube. And if you have any questions before I get out of here, anybody, I want you to let me know. DGZ, did I answer your questions? Yes, I'm on TikTok, DGZ. Okay, but we know about the document that we signed that they used as a note. Thank you, Joel. Joel saved me. All right, so let's understand that, originally there was these tickets that, for example, the cops would serve you, and you had to sign that ticket. That's why they tell you to sign, like, you're not admitting guilt. If you sign this, just sign it and then you can show up in court. Well, remember, when you sign that thing, you're signing a financial instrument. This is why when you go into court, you will never, ever, as in ever, ever, ever see that signed document. Why? Because they have monetized it. They have made money off of that document. You go into court and you say, well, I need to see the ticket that I signed. They will be fumbling and mumbling and going to, well, we have the digital version. No, I asked to see the original signed document whereby I signed it on the side of the street. I need to see that. They're not going to have it because they have monetized it, meaning they have cashed it in. Your signature is worth money. So if you have signed a document and on the side of the road, they have taken that and cashed it. Nowadays, they're like, well, you don't even have to sign it. They just find a way to monetize it. And there's some illegal things going on anyway. Because what's happening is they're finding a way to get your signature. I have had more than one client to tell me that they're showing me a document that was signed and they didn't even sign it. Well, how they didn't sign it? Because they was in jail when the person said that they signed it. There was no way for them to get over here to this place and sign it. Some kind of way, their signature magically appeared on the document. Somebody signed the document for them. Somebody has taken their signature. All right, Joe says in handcuffs. Yeah, this person had no ability to sign the contract that was, because I'll look at the date. I'm looking at the date. The date said this at this time. And on this document here, this person didn't even sign prison on this other side of town. So how did they sign over here? Somebody has fraudulently signed their signature. Well, those are felonies. Instruments. So what we learn how to do is we don't have to fight these people. There are so many ways to deal with this without a fight, but you got to know what the law is. You got to understand the game. When you start playing the game, then there are certain things that are going to open up for you. Opportunities are going to open up for you when no words to say. All right, and we talked about that. Go watch the Clarence Howard video. That's going to give you more insight what's going on. If you're interested in joining the UNA University, find us at UNAUniversity.com. All right, you can also find our link tree. The link is in the bio. All right, we're on YouTube streaming at UNARepublic. We're on TikTok streaming at UNARepublic. Also, we have a new channel called UNA Law and History. All right, that's gonna be a fun thing where we're diving deeper into law and history. You'll be able to find us at that channel. All right, does anybody else have any questions about law and what you need to do to protect yourself? Trust. And And there are people out there operating under trust right now that y'all are seeing right in your face, and you're wondering, well, how they came, why he didn't be arrested, and how he get off so many times. How? Yeah, that's what a trust will do. All right. We don't need that character. What we do want to do is learn how to protect ourselves. All right. Without any further ado, I want y'all to know I love you. We're ready to get up out of here. If nobody has any other questions, going once and going twice. Let me see. Before I get up out of here, 1 second. My people on YouTube, I need y'all to subscribe, please. Because I know, and I do want to say, all 2 of my viewers on YouTube, all 2 of my followers on YouTube, I love you, and all my thousands of followers on TikTok, I want y'all to know I love you. Thank you for sharing, thank you for liking, and thank you for even joining in on this this information. I know it's frustrating for those of you all who are out there studying. That it's difficult when you're trying to tell people and they're not listening. Hello, Josh, thank you for the love. It's difficult, but please note that we're changing in our time. Now, I didn't go into the spiritual tonight. I didn't go into that tonight, but we will be going into that. But we're in a changing time. And as we change ourselves, everybody around us must change. So don't be discouraged. Just keep studying. Know who you are, because a lot of people are going to need to lean on you in these coming times. So you need to know who you are, know how to stand, because they're going to have to follow you. All right. I want y'all to know I love you. Diva Lyri, I'm out with my music. Where is it? Yeah. I love you. Bye. We'll see y'all Monday. Give it a hug. Bye. Oh, wait. Hold up. Hold on. Wait a minute. Copper says, I asked 2 times. You asked what? You speak in full sentences and clear English so I can make sure I answer your question. Pink says, after putting the case in trust, how does the court know it's in trust? All right, Pink, real quick. The court is going to know you're in trust because you're going to have documentation showing that. When we put certain things under trust, we always carry that information with us so that we can present it. All right. So if it's a question about a case, or if it's a question about your estate, meaning your all capital letter name, you're going to have documentation. You're going to say, this is under trust, Your Honor, and I have the jurisdiction, and this is what I say goes concerning that trust. That's how they're going to know. All right. I'm waiting on my friend to ask this question. How do you become a sovereign? Copper, the trust, sovereignty, real quick, and thank you for that question. I am Sam. Thank you for the hug. So listen up. When you're talking about being sovereign, that's not a matter of just you got some paper. Sovereignty is knowing who you are. You got to understand what has happened in this system. You got to know the history. You got to understand why you have the right to request certain things. So it's not just about, oh, I got some paper, I'm free now. No. Do you know how to stand on it? Because one of the things that the system gets you on is your fear. And if they can make you fear, then they will make you sign contracts that put you back under their jurisdiction. This is why it's important to know how to stand. So it's one thing to get under trust, but how do you become a sovereign? You got to get your knowledge up. And that's why we have the university, all right? Because I can't tell you how many people got all these powerful trust documents, and what we have? We got our membership package. How many people have all of these powerful trust documents? I'm pulling up my trust now. From everything from the allodial ID to the membership badge, and everything they need to stand as a sovereign. They have all of these documents, but they don't know how to stand on them. So it's not just having paperwork. Do you have the knowledge such that when the agents come at you, you know how to stand? you're not afraid, because if you're afraid, you're going to end up signing contracts that you should not sign. So if you don't get with us, get with somebody. If you don't get with us, get with somebody, because you got to learn the knowledge. You got to be willing to study. You got to be willing to listen. And then once you start learning that, then all kind of doors open up for you. All right. I tell my people, we don't have to fight. We don't. If you're fighting, then you're not in your right mindset. We're going to show you how to get in your right mindset such that you can walk without being afraid or accosted by these agents. All right. I'm going to get out of here. I love y'all. I'm going to go eat. I'm on the fast. I'm coming off of it. I want y'all to know I love you. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. I'm going to see you all next time. I'm out. Bye. Hugs. All right, I'm out.